Hey, what's going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here. And, yeah, got another double feature review for you. We're heading back to the 2000s, the late 2000s. We got Bug and My Soul to Take. Let's see how we do on this one. Alright, first we got Bug. This is 2006, I believe. I think it was May 2006, and then I think it did special run, and then it was released in 07. Either way. Directed by, and I'm gonna butcher the dude's name, but fucking Exorcist guy, William Friedkin? Exorcist? William Exorcist? And, anyways, the plot is, Ashley Judd is this lonely woman who, she's kind of living in a motel and everything, and she meets up with Michael Shannon, who always plays a fucking psycho, it seems like, in almost every movie he plays. Meets up with this guy, and he's a little off, a little different, but they kind of fall for each other. However, a couple of nights later, he starts claiming that he's feeling these bug bites on him, and they're infested and whatnot. That's the general plot. I don't want to give too much away on this because, yeah, fuck it. You know what? This one I'm gonna have to, because you can't really even give a decent review or explain it why. I typically don't try to spoil newer movies, but on this one I'm gonna say fuck it. When this first came out, once again, I'm not sure if you guys, because this kind of came in under the radar and then it went just as quickly. But the reviews were insanely great, and of course every trailer, it was just like this horrific, whatever, and they're just like, the master of horror, William Friedkin, fucking Exorcist, is back, and this is his newest masterpiece. Remember Roger Ebert was like sucking the movie off and everything. I mean, it was just like, this is gonna be awesome. And at the time I was working at the theater, and it came in, and I was like, all right, here we go. And I watched it, and I fucking hated it. I thought it was boring. Couldn't stay with it. I was just like, what the, and I kept waiting for these bugs, and they never fucking showed up, and I was like, yep, I'm done. And I just thought it ended just as stupidly as it started, and I was done. I walked away. I was like, I don't need this shit anymore. Literally didn't watch it until this past week when I decided to review it this weekend. And I will say that knowing what kind of movie it was this time around really helped me out. I blame marketing, because I know that's another thing too, is like, as far as critics go, critics loved it. Audiences hated this movie. I believe, and I could be wrong, it has a very low score on Rotten Tomatoes as far as like the audience score goes. Like, I'm talking single digits, if not zero. I mean, people fucking hate this movie. And it's because it's marketed as a fucking horror movie. Like, and not even like, even if it was going to be like a Rosemary's Baby. Everybody always says that's like a horror movie with no horror in it. If it would have been maybe advertised like something like that, could have been different, but it didn't. They literally show you scenes of like them freaking out because there's bugs, attacking them, and all the crazy shit that is taken completely out of context in the trailer, and you're just like, because you think it's a Parasite movie. You think it's a Parasite movie, and it's not. In fact, it's hard. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I owned it, I would put it in my horror section, because that's probably the closest genre it would fit into. But it feels more like a dark drama, and not really even like, it's more like a character study. It was based on a play, and you can tell it definitely has that feel, because almost the entire movie takes place inside this motel room, and very few actors are in it, and it's conversations that carry the whole thing. Once again, watching it the second time, I like it a lot more. I actually appreciate it a lot more. I think it's actually a decent movie. But when you go into expecting this parasitic, could be a creature feature you didn't know, but you're waiting for like this insane fucking, whatever. Yeah, you set your standards high, and you're going to be very disappointed. I gotta say, anybody who hates this movie, I will almost guarantee it's because they went into expecting a gruesome horror movie and walked away with this character study, drama, one room thing. But once again, give my review. Ashley Judd, I'm not a big fan of hers. I just never was. But, she really does a lot of romantic, comedies and shit. Or, romance dramas or whatnot. She did one of the not the Along Came a Spider. What's the other one? Oh, Kiss the Girls. And that was all right. That was more thriller though. But for the most part, I'm just not a big Ashley Judd fan. And but she was in this, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of liked her character in this. And Michael Shannon, which I'm a huge Michael Shannon fan, I think he's just great. Like everything I've seen him in, like even the movies I'm not big on. Like I wasn't really that big on World Trade Center, and I thought he did awesome. And like I gravitate toward him. I think he's just a hell of an actor, and he does great in this. Like he literally, it's very subtle. Like his character is very subtle starting off, because once again, like I explained, they just kind of, she meets him through a mutual friend, and then they kind of hit it off because she's kind of running from an ex-husband. And, she has a kind of a dark past you kind of learn about. There's hints dropped throughout or whatnot. But for the most part, you realize that, that she's got a horrible past, but, and of course she's just extremely lonely. Which is why, ultimately, she kind of falls for, I guess, his psychotic, his psychosis. She kind of goes along with it. Ultimately, because she is lonely. I mean, at the end, going along with someone who's crazy is, better than being alone to some people. And that's kind of why she kind of goes down this downward spiral of madness with him. But as they start, like I said, that first night they have sex, he starts like, ow, bug bite, he's chasing around this invisible bug. Of course, the whole time he's holding nothing. Of course, we as the audience don't see nothing anyways. And I remember the first time I watched it, I thought maybe there's, because once again, you think, it's called bug and there's, but whatever, but looking at now, you watch it, second time or whatever, after you already seen it, you realize, no, there's no bugs, like the guy's just crazy. But he's trying to show her, and then she just goes along with it. She's like, oh, that's a small bug or whatever. But, yeah, like I said, but once again, he starts unraveling. You find out he's a Iraq War veteran who either he went AWOL or, he was discharged. Either way, but he believes that the military is after him. And that's another thing too, is you can kind of, it blurs the line between reality and fantasy a little bit, because there's a scene where when she kind of first starts with him on this journey into madness, you can hear a helicopter and like the room's starting to shake a little bit. And I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, what the fuck? And then later on there's a scene where her ex-husband's there, and they block him out, they barricade him out of the house. And of course, that's when the helicopter's flying over and the room's shaking, but then it cuts to outside and there's nothing, and he's beating on the door and everything. And so, I mean, like I said, they kind of built this world, this crazy world themselves, They truly do just kind of isolate themselves from, the outside. I liked it. Honestly, at the end of the day, at least the Phantom of today, I enjoyed it. The Phantom from 2007, when I first watched the movie, fucking hated it. In fact, it was actually ranked in like the bottom whatever of that year. I was like, this movie sucked. Don't fucking waste your time. Like I hated it. But once again, kind of knowing what it is going into it now, yeah, enjoyed it. And if you're looking, if you're curious, see what Ashley Judd looks like naked, you see it in this movie. A lot. Like she spends a lot of time just fucking naked in this movie. Starts off okay, I guess, but then like toward the end, you're just kind of ugh, like because there's a lot of self-mutilation between the two, and then it does have a couple of. I want to say there's a mid-credit scene, and maybe I can't remember if there's actually one at the end or post-credit scene or not. But there's two of them. I know there's two of them during the credits at some point. I can't remember if there's actually at the end or if they're both mid-credit. But either way, which are just kind of odd, and I'm not sure how to interpret it because I looked into it. I was curious because. How the movie ends, spoiler alert, so just skip ahead 30 seconds or so and I should be done running my mouth. Because of the bugs, infesting them and they're pretty much dying anyways, they decide they got to kill the bugs. And they douse in the motel room and gasoline and then themselves, and then that's the end of it. One scene it just cuts to is it shows like a bedroom close up. And you see, I think it's like a rocking horse or a rocking chair. I don't know, but it has like her son's, because that's the secret. Her past is her son was abducted, and of course she blames herself. The husband pretty much blames her, and it's a mess. But you see that shirt because there's a scene where I can't remember if she has it or if he has it. Either way, but she has like some of his clothing back when he was little, and you see that shirt is like laying over a horse or whatever. And then the next one. It's just a scene of there's the doctor, it's Michael Shannon's doctor shows up to try to, you know, persuade him to come back, and they end up, or he ends up killing him. Well, after they douse something, blow, you know, the room up or whatever, the next scene, they just shows like a close-up of the body, and that's it. No idea. Some people, I've read, you know, certain theories, you know, that this was all kind of maybe in Ashley Judd's head, or maybe that last scene they didn't really set themselves on fire, but, you know, they killed themselves anyways. I just like to think these are just kind of pieces to their madness, you know, like what was kind of driving them, each of them, if you will. Her son's disappearance obviously was driving her, and clearly this doctor who was just trying to help him because he's clearly, you know, schizophrenic or, you know, multiple personality or whatever, and I think that was kind of driving him. But once again, it's just kind of left open like that. But I recommend it if you're into dramas, dark dramas. I can't really recommend it to you guys, though, if you guys are just gore, carny, like my buddy Simon or my brother or Lynch. Man, no name. Those guys would not like this movie because they're more gore candy. You know, if it's not, you know, if it's not funny or bloody, they're just not into it. So, but if you like a serious kind of drama that's a little dark, knock yourself out. Check it out. So yeah, that's Bug. And up next we got Wes Craven's My Soul to Take, 2010. Will it get the same kind of redemption? Because I'm not going to lie, going into this double feature, it was going to be my fuck this double feature. Where I was just like, I got two movies I really hated from that time, and here you go. But Bug got redemption. Bug got redemption in my book. Will My Soul to Take get a redemption? Answer's no. My Soul to Take is about this serial killer who gets killed one night. And when he dies the same time that these 7 children are born in the town. I can't remember if his last name was Ripperton or that's the name of the town. Doesn't matter. But they're known as the Ripperton 7. Riverton 7. Riverton. I think it's Riverton. And the town's Riverton. So the Riverton 7. These 7 kids were born at the exact same time on the night that he dies. And, or supposedly died. That's another thing. The body was never found or whatever. So that's the thing. And of course, this is, I don't know, 16 years later maybe? 17? I'm going to say 16. And there's basically every year they kind of have this tradition where, you know, you gotta make sure that the killer, you know, they make a giant dummy of this killer, and one of the 7 has to slay the dummy and keep everybody safe. And this is the one year they don't quite follow through with it. And anyways, guess what? There's a killer on the loose, just hacking and slashing through these motherfuckers. Not a big fan. In fact, last week I did my top 3 worst Wes Craven films, and it made it on the list. And it's staying on the list. My big problem with this movie is the concept ain't bad. I just think the execution is very weak. I like the idea of the, and of course, I mean, it starts off like it's very supernatural, but then like he almost like the killer itself. And once again, I don't want to give anything away because I mean this is really too recent, but it sets it up like it's a supernatural type movie. In fact, the very beginning, when you kind of see the killer, you know, when it's like the backstory of like, you know, how the killer, you know, snapped finally and butchered his family and, you know, the cops take him down. Dude, they put like 30 bullets in this motherfucker. Like, they shoot him down like a million times. They shoot him, bam, he's dead. He's fucking dead. He pops back up, they shoot him again. He's dead. They put him in the ambulance. He comes back, and you're just like, okay, I get it. And at this point, I'm accepting. I'm like, all right, this guy is clearly, he's Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees. He's fucking unstoppable. I get it. Let's keep going. But then, like, when he's, like, doing this cat and mouse with the kids, when he's chasing these teenagers around the house, he's bumbling around. I'm like, dude, are you a supernatural fucking killer? Like, I don't care. Even on Jason's worst night, you know, you can knee him in the balls, he'll fall over, but he's not bumbling around. And, dude, like, it's bad. It's weak sauce. You can claim, like, it's the fact that maybe who he's possessing, if you will, that's the kind of, you know, the reason. But it's, even now, I'm just kind of like, well, really? If that's it, like, if that's like, you know, you can possess somebody, but doesn't really give them the attributes to do. And that's the thing, like, even then, like, they even said, like, you know, whenever the killer's killing, they almost have supernatural strength, so it's like, why is it coming down to like the last two kids, and then he's getting kicked around, and he's falling over, and, you know, they hit him over the head of like something, he's just down. I mean, come on, I don't know. That's just one of the things. None of the characters are too likable, and they all seem very one-dimensional. Like, even go back to, like, because Scream, I think, is the best example of having, like, stereotypes. They actually seem fleshed out. Like, all the characters seem more than just cardboard thin. You know, they're all, you know, whatever. But go back to, like, A Nightmare on Elm Street. 4 characters. You know, and they all have their basic, you know, you got the good girl and the good boyfriend, you got the asshole, the slutty girl, whatever. But they all seem like well-rounded characters. Here, all the characters just seem very, and they try. It just seems like the writing's very, and it's bad because it's Wes Craven. Like, he wrote this. Like, this is his fucking brainchild. He can't pass the script off someone else. Can't blame it on anybody else because it's like, nope, that's your script. You wrote it, man. It sucks. There are some moments of brilliance. I like the look of the killer. Like, I think that's a really creepy look. It just looks really, it seems like a lot of scares that would have worked back in the 80s. Wes Craven kind of falls back on those, and it just doesn't work today. There's a scene where there's a guy on a bridge, and he's passing the bridge, and then the killer just walks out. You know, he's behind him, and the killer's just kind of walking after him, and then he just breaks into a run. And you're just, it looks so goofy. You're just kind of like, wait, really? That's just, and then, I don't know. So yeah, a little thing like that. So I like the look. There's one scene in particular I liked between the main character whose name is Bug, which I didn't mind it, but clearly it's meant as an insult because he's just very twitchy and nervous or whatever. But like, even like his parents call, or his mom calls him Bug, and you're just kind of like, wait, what? Like, clearly this is a name that he's not happy with. Like, clearly this is something that they throw on him, and yet, I don't know. But there's a scene between Bug and Alex when Alex is trying to tell him like the secrets of being a man. And I like that scene, and I'm just like that scene, not necessarily the whole movie, and the characters throughout the whole movie, but that scene with those two guys, that could have been a way better movie. Like, I would have loved to see like a teen comedy with these two kids. That would have been great, but we're instead stuck in this really bad horror movie. Bug's older sister just going early, and I don't see how she got that much power. Like, she's supposed to be like the queen bee, she's evil and everything else, and she constantly, you know, she has her gang, but her gang consists of like other girls, and one jock who is like their, you know, their hound or whatever. Like, he's their enforcer. But it's like, that's one guy. That's one guy. I'm sorry, if you got one guy who's just taking orders from these bitches, I feel like that regime is easy to top. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of little plot holes that I can't really get into without giving anything away. One of them is there's a blind kid who just kind of, he's blind, and I don't care, I mean, if he's blind his whole life, so he's maybe halfway decent at navigating around, but there's a scene where he gets, like, he kind of interrupts one of the kills, like one of the important kills, like the dude's, you know, someone's about to get killed, but it's like his interference, and you're just like, how do you even do that? Like, how the fuck did he even, I don't know. The reveal's kind of weak, because once again, you're just kind of like, really? So is it like was he just possessing this kid intermittently, or was it always? It's just, there's a lot of questions that this was never answered, and I don't know. Yeah, this weak sauce all around, and it's sad because this is like, I'm not mistaken. No, that's not true because Scream 4 came out after that. But it just seems like the last few Wes Craven movies just sucked balls. And I really hate that that's kind of like, you know, how he ended. But you know what? The dude gave us so much fucking greatness before the shit that, you know, the greatness definitely eclipses the shit. So it's all good. But it's hard for me to even recommend this. But once again, if you haven't seen it, I say check it out. Form your own opinion. I mean, you know, and I know some people who like it. If I'm not mistaken, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, bro, but I think Ghostface Kid liked this movie. I think he was a fan of it, but I just, for me personally, just I could not get into it on any level. I tried it, and this is 2 different times. I watched it a while back ago. It's probably about 5-6 years ago. It would have been when it first came out, so right around that time. And didn't like it then, and I watched it now, and yeah, it didn't really improve much now. So yeah, that's it. So Bug, one of these. A Soul to Take, one of those. So that's all I got, guys. Have an awesome weekend, and I'll catch you guys Monday.